All right, so, losing your hair, it's like one of those things
Yeah.
everybody worries about, right?
Oh, yeah.
And there are all these options out there these days.
Definitely. Yeah. Tons of stuff.
And two of the biggest names are Hims and Keeps.
Right.
And so we're going to do a deep dive today based on this video by the savvy professor who breaks down like all the differences between the two.
Cool.
So you can figure out, you know, which one is going to be right for you.
Yeah. This is a good one. I mean, people always ask me about this. Hims versus Keeps. Like,
It's a big one.
yeah, what's the difference?
It's like the Coke versus Pepsi of hair loss treatments.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So right off the bat, like the biggest thing that jumps out at me is just how different their approaches are, right?
Absolutely.
Hims is like all about convenience.
Yeah.
Like they want to make it as easy as possible.
Mm-hmm.
You can do everything online, like talk to a doctor through their website, and then boom, they just ship the treatments right to your door.
Yep. Exactly. No need to like go to a doctor's office or anything.
Exactly. Who wants to sit around in a waiting room?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you could be like out there living your life.
Exactly.
But Keeps, on the other hand, they're a little more old school about it.
Yeah. They're a little more traditional.
They want to make sure you're actually talking to a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Get a prescription before you start using anything.
Right.
But their whole thing is that like their ingredients are stronger.
Uh-huh.
And specifically, they talk a lot about this ingredient finasteride.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the big question, right? Is like, is that extra step of getting a prescription worth it?
Yeah, that's the big trade-off, isn't it?
Yeah.
Convenience versus like the strength of the ingredients.
Totally.
And it's tough because, I mean, everybody wants that quick fix, but sometimes that doesn't mean you're getting the best results.
Right. And that's where this finasteride thing comes in, right?
Exactly.
Because it's not just some random ingredient.
No, it's not.
It's like a legit prescription medication
Yeah, it's serious stuff.
that actually goes after the root cause of hair loss.
Yeah, so basically there's this hormone called DHT,
DHT. Yeah, I've heard of that.
and it basically like shrinks hair follicles over time.
So like the little things that your hair grows out of.
Exactly, and when they shrink, your hair gets thinner, and eventually you might start losing it altogether.
Okay, that makes sense.
And that's where finasteride comes in because it actually blocks DHT.
So like stops that whole process from happening.
Yep, it gives your hair follicles a chance to like recover and grow back stronger.
Oh, wow. So it's not just about like growing new hair. It's about protecting the hair you already have.
That's a really good way to put it, yeah.
Okay, that's actually really helpful to understand.
And that Savvy Professor video, he actually mentioned this study where like 86% of people who used finasteride saw improvement in their hair growth.
86%, that's pretty impressive.
It is, and when you compare that to minoxidil, which is another common treatment for hair loss,
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that one, too.
it only had a 42% success rate in the same study.
Oh, wow. So it's like less than half as effective.
Yeah, so the difference is pretty significant.
Okay, so those numbers definitely make you think.
For sure.
But before we like go all in on finasteride,
Yeah.
I'm curious about minoxidil too.
Yeah.
Like what exactly is that stuff?
So minoxidil works in a different way. It's thought to widen the blood vessels on your scalp.
Okay, so more blood flow to the head.
Right, and that might help deliver more nutrients to the hair follicles.
I see, so it's like giving them a little boost.
Exactly, and the good thing about minoxidil is that it's available over the counter.
Oh, so you don't need a prescription.
Nope, which makes it definitely easier to get.
Gotcha. So it's kind of like finasteride is playing defense, like stopping the hair loss in its tracks.
Yeah, I like that analogy.
And then minoxidil is playing offense, trying to stimulate new growth.
Exactly, that's a great way to think about it.
Cool. So we've got the convenience factor with Hims,
Mm-hmm.
and then the potentially more effective ingredients with Keeps.
Right.
But there's another big piece of this whole puzzle, right? The cost.
Money.
What's all this going to cost me?
Yeah, because both of these are subscription services.
So you're not just buying like one bottle of something, you're signing up for like a whole plan.
Exactly, and those costs can add up.
For sure. And the savvy professor, he said that Hims runs between $24 and $44 a month,
Uh-huh.
and Keeps is a bit pricier. It's like $28, $50 to $70 a month.
Yeah, so it's not exactly cheap.
No, it's definitely an investment.
It is.
But I have heard that sometimes these subscriptions can actually be more affordable
Really?
than like going to the doctor all the time and paying for separate prescriptions.
That's a good point. You're right.
What do you think?
I think you might be onto something there because if you factor in, the cost of doctor's appointments, maybe you need multiple prescriptions
Right.
and just the general hassle of it all.
Totally, like driving there, waiting around.
Exactly. These
Yeah.
services could actually save you money in the long run.
Interesting. So it's like more to think about than just like quick and easy versus strong ingredients.
Yeah, it's more nuanced than that.
You really got to weigh it all out. Like, how much are you willing to spend each month?
You're right.
And potentially for like a long time.
Yeah, because this isn't a one-time fix. You got to be committed.
Exactly. So it comes down to what's more important to you.
Mm-hmm.
Is it that hassle-free experience, or are you like laser focused on results, even if it means like jumping through a few hoops?
Yeah, are you a convenience person or a results person?
Totally. And I think that's a great point to end on. But before we
I have one more thing.
do one more thing.
Okay, me.
I think it's really important to remember that this is just like a general overview.
Of course.
Like, we're talking about convenience, we're talking about ingredients,
right.
but there's a whole other layer to this.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Like, what about your individual health situation?
Mm-hmm.
What if you're taking other medications?
Right? Are there any interactions?
Exactly. Like, do those play well with these treatments?
And what about side effects?
Oh, yeah, good point. Some people might be more sensitive to certain ingredients than others.
Exactly. So it's always a good idea to do a little extra research.
For sure.
Talk to your doctor, make sure it's a good fit for you.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, ultimately, the choice between Hims and Keeps It really depends on what you're looking for.
It does.
Convenience or potentially better results.
Right.
But don't forget to factor in the cost and do a little digging on those other factors, too.
Absolutely. Your health is worth it.
Couldn't agree more. Well, we hope this deep dive has been helpful.
We did our best.
And good luck on your hair growth journey, everybody.
May your follicles flourish.
All right, we'll see you next time.
See ya. Bye.